Hello.
Hello, guys.
Welcome back to episode 16 of Hello Hello the podcast with
Yes,
me.
recording today, Wednesday, the 21st of April, 2021.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
And
Sorry.
Raammo.
Hi, that's me.
This is Raammo.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit stressed, but you know.
Well, you did just have an exam, so
yeah, I am not even probably about 30 minutes out from just sitting an exam from one of my units for uni. So I'd say we're recording a bit later than usual this week. Usually we try and start just after the lunchtime. It's right around my dinner time right now. It's like 5 p.m.
You must be
a bit later than normal, but I'm not too bad. I did have every exam day, no matter what, I always have like a big breakfast and things. I had like 2 sausages, 2 hash browns, 2 eggs, and some toast this morning.
Damn, that was a big brekkie.
So I'm pretty
good.
full still.
Yeah,
and then I've just been snacking like on M&Ms and things throughout the day to keep me going. So yeah, I'm all right at the moment, but
that's good.
Dinner soon for sure.
Yeah, I feel you. I've also been out all day. Had a little dentist appointment today to
that's right. Yep,
pull my teeth out.
Yep.
So,
fun.
Yeah.
And you're talking right after it. Damn.
I know.
Right.
I'm so brave.
At least it's not your wisdom teeth or whatever. And like, because you'd be out for 3 days or something with it, I think.
It is my wisdom teeth.
It is really? You can talk after that?
Bro, I didn't. I went.
No, I thought for like the first day, like you're so sore that it just like it hurts to like talk and eat and like do anything.
No. I went to get the consultation to then book the pulling.
That's fine. Yeah. So you went to that's nothing, man. You chill, bro.
Yeah, that's nothing. But I spent the whole day out.
Wisdom teeth taken out. That's true that I do need to go and get my consultation done because I've had braces before in the past. And when I was getting x-rays done to get my braces like measured and like to see where they'd put them all and stuff like that, the dentist noticed that my wisdom teeth were basically growing like out forwards, if that makes sense. So
yeah, and pushing the teeth in front of it.
Exactly, which was probably one of the reasons why I needed to get braces when I did, among other reasons. But he was worried about that because if they do start to surface, and I think they have slowly started to come out as well, they can basically revert the changes that my braces have made, which would be like $7,500 or whatever down the drain,
and a lot of time as well,
and a lot of time and pain and stuff like that. All gone down the drain. So I think I will have to schedule an appointment at some time soon to go and get that done.
Definitely do it sooner than you. Then just don't put it off. Is what I'm saying.
The only thing that scares me is if they decide that for some reason I'm too high risk to go on a like anesthesia or something, which I don't know why I would be. Like I'm pretty young, I'm pretty fit, so I don't think I would. But I just don't want to stay awake during the operation,
I reckon you'd be fine.
Some people can stay awake, some people go into anesthesia, and it scares me being awake. Like,
I don't want to be awake, especially when I'm getting 4 out, and I don't want to be awake for that. Because I think if you're awake, you do 2 on one side, and then you come back to do the other 2.
Well, it's so hard to keep your mouth open for that long because it's like it's not a short procedure. I don't think it's a decent lengthy one, so. To keep your mouth open for that long, like I know it would struggle for me just to keep my mouth open for like 40 minutes or something at a time when I was getting like my braces initially put in or something like that. Like it is quite taxing. So I think that's why they do it 2 and 2. But if you get knocked out, bro, bust them all out at once, Like
I agree. That's what I mean. It does cost money to go under.
It does. The anesthesia, yeah.
Yeah. But I think if you're getting 4 out, I just want it to be done at one go.
Done and dusted. Yeah. Exactly.
And I'll be
like
out.
I said before as well, like your face is going to be puffed up for like 3 days. It's going to be bruised. It's going to be swollen. Like you're not going to be able to eat anything like that's solid, basically. You're going to be living off like yogurt and stuff like that. I know when I got my braces, I would honestly overcook pasta. Yeah, I would overcook pasta, like not too much that it was just like slush, but I'd overcooked a little bit so that
really
it was a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And I would honestly have just plain pasta with some salt on it for meals whenever I'd get my braces tightened, because you couldn't eat anything. Like, if you gave me a sandwich, I couldn't bite down on it. If you gave me, like, steak, there's no way I could chew steak. It was tough.
That's the one part I'm not looking forward to, because I'm not a soup person. Like, there's some good soup, but
I hate soup.
Oh, really? Like, there's like one or two that I don't mind, but like, I would not choose soup to like any day of the week.
Yeah. Like, I've been to some restaurants where, like, it's a set menu and they give you like
soup.
3 choices for an entree, 3 choices for like a main, and like one of them is almost always soup, and I'm like, if I get soup, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I just feel like whilst I can chew, whilst my mouth is still capable of chewing, I'm gonna chew my food. Like. Yeah,
I feel that.
I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess. I don't know.
No, I feel that.
I've never liked it. I never liked
but,
it.
But I don't think you'll be high risk at all to go under.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
They'll talk you through it anyways.
I'd be very surprised if I am, put it that way. Very surprised.
Me too.
But anyway, I guess we can start jumping into our topics for the week. But I wanted to start off with a very special thank you. I'm going to look at the camera now. Very special thank you to everyone that's listened for the past 15 or 16 weeks now, I should say, because we're episode 16. Because we hit 500 downloads or 500 listens or whatever you want to call it, which is a pretty big milestone for us, because we're still quite a small little podcast, We're still trying to find our footing and things like that. So to get 500 listens or 500 downloads in such a short time, I would assume, it's quite big for us. So very heartfelt thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and you continue to listen. If there's anything you would suggest, please do let us know in the comments or email us or something like that. Get in contact with one of us. We'll try and see what we can do. But yeah, just a very special thank you.
Yeah,
I guess. With that out of the way, Jenz, do you want to jump into our sort of quickfire topics for the week to start us off? We have a little bit to go.
Yeah, so first things first, the thing we spoke about PlayStation, well, you should be buying your PlayStation, you can't buy PlayStation 3 and Vita games. Well, scratch that, delete all that.
Don't worry.
Because you're fine. PlayStation have is not going to do that. So you can still buy PlayStation 3 and Vita games. Out of nowhere. Yeah.
They were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Scratch it. I don't care.
I wonder why.
Psych. Yeah, I feel like most of it would have been from the public outroar, but having said that, I didn't really see that much public outroar, like on Twitter and things like that. I don't know if I was just sort of in the shadows a bit more or something, but, I think like what we said a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think it was going to affect that many people, because for the most part, like, even if you couldn't get your hands on a PS5, you're still using a PS4 or something like that, which is still 7 years older than the PS3 or something like that. So it is quite an old system, but I guess, I don't see why it's a bad thing that they're keeping them up, I guess if there are a small sort of portion of people still playing them, that's good for them. They can still buy things, I guess, but yeah. And I guess as well, because PlayStation and Sony don't have like as big a backwards compatibility program like what Microsoft does with Xbox and things. I know with our PS5s, we can only play PS4 games as backwards compatible. And if it's not even all the PS4 games, like it does reach like 98% of them, but there are still a very select few that can't, for whatever reason, run on the PS5. But there's no PS4, no PS3, sorry, no PS2, no PlayStation 1 games. Compared to the Xbox, where you can play 360, Xbox, like the original Xbox games and things. So it's a bit, I guess maybe that's why they've done it. I want to say ?
I feel like it'd make more sense if they had it on, because there was backwards compatibility.
Yeah. So maybe it is coming.
Maybe they
or
just have the
like that,
space,
and they want to access the servers. Yeah, I mean, it is expensive to keep servers up and running. Especially ones that are capable of downloading, games to hundreds of thousands of systems at a time. All around the world and stuff like that. It is quite an expensive, expense to keep running. So that's probably the main reason why they wanted to get rid of them, to save it a pocket, maybe upgrade some of the newer servers for the PS4 and PS5 and things. But who knows? Who knows? If a Sony rep out there has any answers, please let us know. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next part of Jeff Kaplan. I saw last night, I want to say. But Jeff Kaplan, the director of Overwatch, as you may know him, has left Blizzard after nearly 20 years with the company, which is quite a long time. I didn't see any reason as to why he left. Like, he did have a little statement just saying, hey, to all the fans, to all the players, to all my coworkers, I have left the company, after 19 years, I think he said, so nearly 20 years. He didn't give a reason as to why, but I feel like he's just, maybe wanting to move on to do other things. Like he's had a pretty impressive role in Blizzard. So he joined in 2002, so quite a fair while ago. And he was a designer for like World of Warcraft and developing quests for that, when it was still in development and just about to come out. And he was eventually credited as a director for World of Warcraft, which is pretty big. Then in 2009, he moved on and sort of put together a smallish team that was slowly creating a game called Titan, or was codenamed as Titan. Unfortunately, that got cancelled, but he took some of the team from that Titan development and some of the ideas that they had and sort of flipped it into what Overwatch became and what we know and love as Overwatch.
Oh, wow.
So, I guess it was a good thing that Titan did get cancelled. Because Overwatch is undoubtedly probably the next biggest thing that Blizzard has other than like World of Warcraft or Diablo, I would think.
Yeah.
It is massive. Having said that, Overwatch 2 is coming out sometime soon, but that will now be, it will continue development under the assistant director, Aaron Keller, who will be taking over that role. So I guess Aaron Keller is the new guy that's in charge of Overwatch and everything Overwatch and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, it was quite interesting. I see it sort of came out of nowhere, like middle of the year, just announces, "Hey, I'm done. No more Blizzard."
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if he's moved on to like create his own sort of indie development company or something like that. Someone else has poached him. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he goes or what he does. Because I feel like a lot of those, just with Overwatch, a lot of those like character or I guess operators, we know when we play a lot of Siege, a lot of those character operator developed or focused first person shooters are quite popular these days,
They are.
So it'd be interesting to see if he's gone on to create something similar to Overwatch or he's just want to do something completely different. Sometimes after so long doing a certain role, you just want to, like, especially in creative roles like this, you just want to completely wipe the slate clean and create something completely different to sort of just like really get those creative juices flowing, I guess.
It's interesting that he hasn't really made a reason or any like future perspectives.
Yeah, because that's what leads me to believe that it's like he's moving on to something else, because like I feel like if you were retiring as well, you'd come out and say, "Hey, I'm just retiring."
Yeah,
like there's no
like
sort of
be pretty blunt about it.
Exactly. There's no like I guess I don't know if stigma is the right word, but there's no stigma around retiring, but I feel like there is something else in the back here.
It must be an NDA that like he signed on 100%. To that he can't yet announce. I don't think it's anything bad towards him, if like a lawsuit kind of thing.
No, yeah.
So yeah, I think it must be just under an NDA that he's yet to be able to announce what he's going to be doing.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I guess all the best to him, and wherever he moves on to in the near future, whatever he does, we'll all be watching, I guess, and cheering on from the sidelines, because Jeff's done pretty good with Overwatch and things like that. I know we used to play Overwatch pretty frequently back in the day, when we first met each other. Haven't played it in a long time though.
No, but we had some good times. I remember Soldier 76 the most.
Yeah, good times with that. It was a fun little period of video gaming there. I guess so. This is probably my most. Actually, I'm on the fence about this topic. On the one hand, I am flat out excited. Like, both my socks are already off. Like, I'm ready for this. But on the other hand, it's like you played your card way too early, Marvel. Like, it just, what a massive spoiler sort of thing, you know?
I don't actually know this news, so this is, I'm very intrigued.
For those of you that didn't hear, Alfred Molina, who hopefully most of you know from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 movie that came out in like 2004 or something like that. It's the OG like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Right.
He played Dr. Otto Octavius in that movie.
Okay.
And it is such a good performance by him. Like, it is iconic how good this performance is of Otto Octavius. So I think Amazing Spider-Man 2, sorry, not Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Tobey Maguire movie just for that reason.
Okay.
Because he's so good in the role.
Yeah, okay.
But Alfred Molina did an interview sometime late last week and confirmed that, yes, he is coming back as Dr. Otto Octavius in the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out sometime at the end of this year.
Interesting.
And it's like I said, one half of me is super excited because I freaking love Spider-Man. I freaking love Doc Ock as a villain. I think he's one of Spider-Man's best villains. If you guys haven't played it, I highly recommend playing the Spider-Man game on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, not the Miles Morales one, but the first one, because the character arc that Doc Ock has in that game is incredible. Like, I was in tears playing that game at the end. And then on the other hand, it's like, it's such a massive spoiler. Like,
because you know that Doc Ock is in it now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, it would have been so epic for me. Especially someone that loves Spider-Man so much. It would have been so epic for me if just, because we know that, I mean, we can safely assume, we don't know, but we can safely assume that the most part of this movie is going to be like involving like the multiverse and like different realities and different Earths and things like that. So it just would have been epic if I was sitting there in the cinema with my popcorn, and then all of a sudden you see like this big like mechanical arm come down and grab Spider-Man like off the building or off the ground or something like that, throw him against the thing, and then the camera pans and it's Alfred Molina. Like, that would have been epic. But now that we know that he's in it, it's sort of like, I don't know, I guess it just reduces the impact or like the surprise or
it
the
would have been an amazing surprise.
Yeah.
I wonder why they
so like
decided to reveal
that's the side of my fence. Yeah, because it's like the other news that I have written down here as well is allegedly, and I don't know if this is 110% confirmed, but like allegedly Jamie Foxx is also going to be in this movie reprising his role as Electro from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies.
I
think it was Amazing Spider-Man 2 he was in. Apparently he's going to reprise his role as Electro, and then also allegedly, we're not 110% sure, but apparently Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are also reprising their roles as their respective Spider-Mans. Now, I think Tom Holland came out like a month or two ago and said, no, the other Spider-Men aren't in it, but like, we can't trust Tom Holland because he's like leaked so many things in the past, and I feel like it seems like he's just doing this as a cover, like Marvel and Kevin Feige being like, hey, Tom, just go out and say that no, they're not happening, to like sort of cover our asses. But like the fact that they're putting that Alfred Molina came out and confirmed himself that yes, he is in it, like he's shot scenes, he is like, you know, stuff like that. It leads me to believe that all the other stuff is true, because you can't just have like Alfred Molina without Tobey Maguire. I don't feel. I feel like that'd be a bit, you know, weird. But it's like I said, like Jen said, it came out of nowhere. I don't know why they would have announced this. Like, everyone's already hyped enough as they are for the movie, so they don't need more hype. I don't feel. It was just very random when it came out and happened. You know, like
I sincerely hope Andrew isn't in. I
didn't.
Andrew...
I mean, when you look at it, I feel for the most part, Andrew Garfield played a very good Spider-Man. He didn't play and again, this is all like my personal opinion, obviously. I'm no movie critic and things. I just like the character Spider-Man. I feel like he played a pretty good Spider-Man. I don't feel like he played a very good Peter Parker. Whereas Tobey Maguire, I feel, played a very good Peter Parker, but didn't play the best Spider-Man.
Right.
Because if you go back and watch the old Tobey Maguire movies, like, he played the perfect nerd. Like, he was nerdy, he was awkward, he was like, you know, he's exactly what you'd expect Spider-Man or Peter Parker, to be.
Yeah.
But then his Spider-Man was like, he wasn't quippy, he wasn't like throwing around the jokes, he wasn't like, you know, doing those sorts of things that Spider-Man does in the comics. Whereas Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man did that. He was very quippy. He was very, like, you know, funny. He was like throwing around jokes and things like that when he was doing his fights. But then when he played Peter Parker, he was playing him as like this very like hipster, cool, like suave Peter Parker. And I feel like that's the difference between the two of them. But I feel like Tom Holland nails the middle ground. Yeah, he nails the middle ground. Like, he's a little bit awkward. He's a little bit like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then when he's Spider-Man, he gets this like burst of confidence. He's like throwing around quips. He's being funny. He's like, you know, it's a very good performance on Tom Holland's behalf.
That's a good point. I feel like that's probably why I don't like Andrew. Yeah. It's just mainly for that part. But
so that's the thing. Like, I don't hate it. You know, like, I've seen the movies a fair few times. They're not my favorite Spider-Man movies, but I still have seen them.
It was the only movie I've ever wanted to leave. Like,
really?
So badly wanted to leave. Like, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it.
Like, it's bad, but I don't think it's that bad, you know? Like, come on.
Like, I never walk out of a movie, but that was the only one I was like, I cannot
you were
do
this close to it? Yeah. What was it? Was it just Andrew Garfield,
it's been so
or was it
long
just like
that I've blocked it mentally, but
you should go back and rewatch
watch it and see how how I feel about it.
Because me and my friends recently rewatched the Andrew Garfield, not the Andrew Garfield, sorry, the Tobey Maguire ones, the first two. We didn't watch 3 because I don't think I could bring myself to watch 3 again. That one's pretty. But
I always got really scared of 1 because of Green.
Oh my
Goblin.
God! As a kid, that movie terrified me.
I was terrified, and I'm still terrified of what's the actor's name?
Oh,
it's on the tip of my tongue.
You throw it. Yeah. He's in the Justice League movies as well.
It's fine.
That's bugging me in the Aquaman movies. Yeah.
Someone will tell us.
Yeah, it's gonna irk the shit out of me now.
It'll come in the middle of the episode.
No, it honestly. It scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Me too. He was terrifying, man. He was really good for it, and I cannot watch that again.
And then I think in number 2 as well, Peter gets like some flashbacks and things when he sees Harry Osborn, you know, like Norman Osborn's son. He gets flashbacks of like Norman and the Green Goblin and things. And like there's some jump scares where like he's looking in a mirror. And then, like, behind him, like, Norman just appears and, like, sort of goes, and like, and that would scare the shit out of me as a kid, too. I was like, my God, man, this is, you know.
Cruel.
It was cruel. I'm 23 now. I can watch them safely. I am proud to say.
Congratulations.
Proud to say. But, yeah, as a kid, that's horrified me. Don't worry. I was the same boat.
Yeah. I think everyone
really made it quite terrifying. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what they're going for as well. They really wanted to make him like they didn't want to, because in the comics, like there is some of the Green Goblin iterations he's being like quite disfigured and things like that. And I feel like that's what they didn't want to do because that would terrify people even more. So I feel like they had to make another way to make him a bit scary and a bit more like, you know, a bit spooky.
Yeah.
But yeah. Nonetheless, getting back on topic, Alfred Molina. I'm excited, but I'm not excited, but I'm excited, but I'm not excited. But I'm mad.
Just be excited. Just be excited. And like
yeah.
Maybe there's another surprise that it's better than Doc Ock.
I don't want more surprises, Jenz. I don't want more surprises.
When you watch the movie.
I know. I hope so. I can't wait. I'm going to be there day one in the cinema with my Spider-Man shoes on, my Spider-Man socks, ready to go. Like,
do you have like a Spider-Man like costume?
I did for my year 12, like here in Australia, usually the last school day of like year 12 or your final grade, we call it the muck-up day. And typically it's like this, like, you know, you sort of pull pranks on the school, like, you know, you TP a classroom or something like that.
Yeah.
Our school was like, no one's doing this shit. Obviously people did that shit, but what they usually do these days is like do a dress up day. And so like obviously all of the year 12 people voted on a theme, and so the theme I think was heroes and villains or something like that. And so I got a really nice movie accurate like spandex Spider-Man costume for like $100 something like that. And I wore that, and so I was really proud of that. And then I lost it, and I don't know where it is.
It must be like in your basement or something.
It'd be somewhere, I don't know. But I have seen people on like Etsy or other like crafty places like that. They have been developing this Spider-Man mask where the eyes
that moves. Yes.
And they're like, I think I've seen one for like 400 or 450 USD or something like that. So it's like, you know, 600, 700 Australian dollars odd. And I really want that, because I feel like that would be epic just to get like a head bust or whatever and just put it on a shelf, but then be able to like pull it off and like use it at Halloween or for like dress up events and things like that. I feel like that'd be epic.
That would be good.
It's one of the things that's always irked me about the Spider-Man movies or like Spider-Man live action things is in the comics he's very emotive with his eyes, because obviously he doesn't have a face, he doesn't have like a facial structure really under the mask. It's like it's just his eyes. So that's where most of his like emotions come from. And then like, you know, in the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield movies, his eyes didn't move, so you can't really get much emotion when he's Spider-Man himself. It's like it's very sort of stoic. So that's why I was real happy where in the new Tom Holland ones, like Tony developed like the moving eye thing for him and stuff like that. That's so great. He can sort of express emotion. It's really the best sort of implementation I've seen. And so I really want to get one of those masks. They're just epic, yeah.
Oh, better save up.
That's what I'm saving up for, yeah. And then I'm going to get a nice suit for it. So you can see me walking around the streets in really tight spandex, you know?
Gotta go
scaring all the kids and stuff.
Dress up at PAX.
I do, yeah. I think that'd be fun. I've never done it before, but I always feel like I want to dress up one day for PAX. Should be good fun, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess we can move on to the second Marvel news, the recurring Marvel, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Episode 5. Right. So if you haven't seen this episode, goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, same place, same time. And yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes and no.
The sigh is like
yes and no.
How I feel
it's very telling. It's very telling. You know, like I want to like it. I really want to like it, and I did like some parts of it. But this was a really weird episode for me. It felt like I don't know what I expected from the TV show. Maybe I expected more action or like, you know, more, you know, adventuring or something like that. But this episode was just it felt filler. I don't know if that's the right word I would use, or if that's like what I'm trying to think of, but it just, to me, it felt filler.
100%. This whole series to me has felt filler.
Yeah. And I feel like what I said, I think 1 or 2 episodes ago, I feel like that's what Marvel's going to use these TV shows for, is a little bit of filler and things like that here and there.
Until the next
one, yeah. So like obviously, like I think the example I used was like a roller coaster. So like WandaVision was like crazy balls to the walls, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier was like, you know, it's okay. Like it's sort of meant to just ease you into the next one, and then Loki's the next one that comes out. I think it's gonna be balls to the walls, I'm assuming, and then the next one that comes out, I can't remember what is. I think it's Hawkeye. I feel like that one's gonna be a little bit more neutral. It's not gonna be as crazy.
Oh no, Hawkeye's getting one.
Yeah,
he might be maybe the most boring one. No, I think
maybe.
I reckon Falcon. Because Falcon's way newer than Hawkeye.
He is. He's a lot newer. Like I think they're trying to make Hawkeye more badass, because I know in the comics he's pretty badass and things like that. It's the whole Aquaman debacle sort of thing.
Right.
Like when you come to me with a character that's like Aquaman, and it's like, okay, explain to me what he does, and he's like, he can control fishes and dolphins and the water and things like that. You're like, what? And kids are meant to like this. Kids are meant to be excited by this, you know? But then, like, in the New 52, they really started to make him real badass and things like that. And now you look at his implementation in, like, the Justice League movies and things, and he's not, like, you know, this bright, like, super campy, like, you know, talking to the fishes sort of thing all the time. He's, like, a pretty badass character.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they've done with Hawkeye in the more modern things and stuff like that. And I know the premise for the Hawkeye TV show is he's training his daughter, who I'm forgetting the name of, but he's training his daughter to take on the mantle of Hawkeye.
Interesting.
Which would be pretty exciting, you know, because we're going to get, like, you know, maybe a young Avengers or a new Avengers sort of movie or TV show or something in the future, which would be pretty interesting. But I guess back to topic. This episode felt like it was just Sam and Bucky building a boat sort of thing, you know, like the boat is a very random addition to the series. I'm not sure what it's meant to symbolize, but they built a boat.
Yeah.
You know? I guess more importantly though, there were a couple of big things that did happen in the episodes. Like they weren't like explosive sort of in the greater Marvel universe, I don't think, but they were very big for the TV series at least. So after Sam and Bucky took the shield from fake Captain America last episode, they, you know, took it back into Sam's sort of possession and things. I think they said that they weren't going to give it back to the government, or something along those lines, because they didn't necessarily own it.
Yeah, there was a shot of him giving it to Isaiah, right? Or he was in that.
I think so. Yeah, he was trying to. Yeah. And that's why I'm going to get to that in a little bit as well, because that was one of the big things that happened in the episode.
Yeah.
But after they took the shield from fake Captain America, he had like his official hearing as well from the US government, where he got stripped of like all his history in the US government. Like, you know, I think they took away like all his medals. They took the Captain America role away from him.
Yeah.
Like he is, you know,
he's
nothing to the US government now. Yeah. But mysteriously,
yes,
and I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Contessa Valentina Allegra de la Fontaine appears.
Yes.
Very long name. We're just going to call her Val. Against her wishes, we're going to call her Val. She says to call her Val.
Sure.
But don't call her Val, but call her Val. Who's played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which is huge. Like, I saw her walking, and I was like, is that who I think it is? And then she got closer and closer. It is.
It's great.
For those that don't know, you know, very popular role, obviously, in Seinfeld back in the day, among other things, great comedian, whatnot.
She's in Veep. She's very good in Veep.
Yeah.
But yeah, great role. I think she is exactly who I would imagine this character to be.
Well, that's it. From the minute and a half we got to see her, she fits the role perfectly. And I don't even know what her role is.
Yeah.
You know, like she just nails her scene so well. But basically in this scene, she offered fake Captain America or Walker, I guess, a role, a mysterious role. We don't know for what company. We don't know if it's for S.H.I.E.L.D., if it's for SWORD, if it's for a different branch of government. We don't know what it's for. But she basically just says, because you've taken the super soldier serum, you're now very valuable to a lot of people.
I reckon
which was like,
it's something,
you know,
bad. That's all I know. Or I think.
I feel like it's a bit 50-50. Because did you watch the end credit scene?
I did.
Good. Okay. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But I feel like I guess we'll get to that now. Basically, what I can interpret from the end credit scene is he's making obviously a new Captain America shield out of like the top of a trash can or fucking whatever. He's doing some arts and craft, you know. He's going to become US agent, who in the comics is like...
Oh, okay.
He is an actual character in the comics, US agent. But he's basically Captain America 2.0, but played the way that he played it in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So US agent is like a much darker, sort of more broody Captain America, if that makes sense. So he's sort of US agent in the comics, sort of
Captain America.
Yeah, he dances the line between good and evil. He's sort of in the gray area and stuff like that, you know. So he does some good things, but he does some bad things as well. It's a bit 50-50. And so I feel like that's what he's gonna become. I feel like he's gonna become a US agent in this last episode we're gonna get today for the people who are listening on Friday, but in a couple of days for us. I feel like he's gonna have a real shitty uniform or costume, which I'm excited for, because the shield that he was making looked, honestly, like I said, it looked like it was from the top of a trash can or something that he just cut up, and he was spray painting it, so it's gonna look so Dodge. But eventually he'll probably obviously get a legitimate outfit. But I feel like that's what's gonna happen to him. I don't know if he's gonna get the US agent name next episode or this episode, I guess I'll say. Be exciting if he does.
Yeah, I wonder.
But
it is the last episode, so
it is. Yeah, today's one, I guess we'll say today's episode is the last episode.
Yeah,
quite a short season. No, not a bad thing.
Yeah, not.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes what's the saying? It's like quality over quantity and stuff like that. Yeah. And I feel like they have hit that quality mark. It is very well shot. It's very well written and stuff like that. It's just not as enjoyable as what I would have thought it would have been.
Which is a shame. But
yeah, it is a little bit. But I think I saw something this morning too where they stated that the Loki TV show and the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, there's a chance that they get a second or a third season or something like that. Like there might be a continuation thing.
Oh, interesting.
So it might not just be a one-shot sort of series. It could be a couple of things. So that's quite exciting. But I guess the other major thing that happened in this episode that I want to touch on is that Sam had a very moving talk with Asaya. He went to, like Jen's alluded to a little bit before, he went to Asaya's house again with the shield. And I feel like Asaya is the main reason that he has decided to become Captain America finally. I feel like he was the final nail in the coffin that convinced him that
for sure
the world needs a Captain America at the moment, and I feel like Sam finally realizes that he might be right. So it's quite exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And he also got what we can assume to be a brand new suit from the Wakandans. It's in like this suitcase or whatever, and it was all kept under lock and key for the whole episode. We didn't get to see it. It's gonna be in the next episode for sure, or in this episode, I should say.
It must be wings or something, because
it'll be because his wings got broken.
Broke it. Yeah, it has to be.
But it's gonna be stylized like the Captain America shield is, so they're gonna be like red, white, and blue, very patriotic, very American. Sort of similar to what his costume in the comics is like. Because it's very much like that. It's sort of like a lot of white with like hits of red and blue on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty badass looking suit in the comics. So I hope they sort of can merge it and make it look as badass in the TV show as well, or in the MCU, I guess. The other thing that happened, the other major thing, was Bucky managed to track down Zemo finally, who traveled back to Sokovia to see like basically the mural that they had put there.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to pay his respects, I guess, to all the Sokovians that lost their life. But then Bucky also managed to bring the Wakandans to take Zemo back into custody. And what we can assume, I think they said they were taking him back to Wakanda. They weren't going to just put him in some normal prison again like he was last time. So I think he's back in Wakanda.
I think he's in Wakanda.
Yeah, because I feel like I remember Bucky saying that he would maybe need to use him again at some point in the future. Because obviously Zemo has a lot of knowledge on Hydra and sort of, I guess evil empires like that. So I feel like he's going to come back at some point in the near future.
Yeah,
again,
I don't
which
think
I'm a bit disappointed in.
Zemo. How come?
Maybe just because I wanted to see Zemo really get fleshed out in this series. Like,
it felt
in all
like
the posters and things like that. Like, you saw him in his costume with his mask and stuff like that.
We only saw it once.
That's it. Yeah, we saw it once. Like, it felt like they were going to really start to flesh him out and make him like this sort of big bad villain he's meant to be. But he's slipped in and out of custody more times in this 6-episode run than anything. I feel like it's insane.
Yeah, I feel like he's not done a lot.
No, he's definitely going to come back in the future. Definitely, yeah.
So
110%.
That has been a little disappointing because I do like his character a lot.
Yeah, me too.
But it's probably just setting up strings for something later down the line.
True, yeah. That Marvel is very good at that.
Yeah, I reckon everything we're watching right now has no resolution, and it's just filler for
later things to happen.
Else.
Yeah. I would safely bet that too. I mean, you know, the major part of this is the US agent and like John Walker and stuff like that. Like, he's not going to be fully fleshed out here, but later down the line, they might do a US agent TV show, or he might appear somewhere.
Please,
you know, like,
no, I don't want to.
So it's gonna.
I don't like Walker.
I want to see him get fleshed out as like this sort of gray area US agent thing. I feel like that's gonna be real badass. You know, like he's willing to do the things that the Captain America aren't, or that, you know, the Avengers aren't, I guess.
Yeah. Just gonna
things
make
like
me
that.
mad.
It is.
I want Chris Evans.
Well, I mean, there are rumors that he might make an appearance in the last episode as Old Man Cap, but I wouldn't hold my breath for that. You know, I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either.
I don't see it happening. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if it does. Very surprised. But I hope the last episode is quite an epic conclusion to it all. Like, obviously, we saw right at the end of episode 5, Karli sort of, I guess, activated a bunch of flag smashers. They were sort of like, I guess, undercover, or like they might be sleeper agents, like what the Winter Soldier was, where like they get activated by a certain trigger or keyword or something. But they got activated in New York, of all places. So it's quite exciting to go back to New York and see that, because we haven't been there in a good while, I don't think.
Spider-Man lives in New York.
He does. I know. That's what I mean. And so does Doctor Strange and a bunch of the others.
Wait, Doctor Strange lives in New York? I thought he lived.
Yeah, the Sanctum Sanatorium is somewhere in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, comically it is.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they've placed it there. I can't remember if they've placed it there in the MCU. I feel like they have, because I remember Infinity War,
one of the
he was like very quick on the ball to appear in New York. So I feel like the Sanctum is. It just might be disguising itself as like another sort of random building, just so no normal person walks into it unknowingly. You know, it's. I think so. I think it's. I think the front of it is like a bookshop, or there's a lot of.
Can't remember.
It's but there's a lot of other Marvel characters in New York, is what I'm trying to get at, which is why I'm excited that they're back there, because there is a chance that they can appear. You know, but the large thing that happened right at the end, not right before the end of the episode. But Sharon Carter, for some whatever reason, gets Georges Batroc back, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But gets Georges Batroc, who's been in some of the other Captain America movies in the past. And you'll know his face. I'll put his face up, you know, between us and stuff like that. You'll know his face when you see him. But she, for some reason, gets him to travel to New York, breaks him out of prison somehow. Gets me to travel to New York and help Karli and the Flag Smashers out in the last sort of thing that they're going to do over there, the last little resurgence, which is crazy. Because now Sharon Carter is directly working against Sam and Bucky and, you know, whoever else, the United States government and things like that. Well, I feel like there's no chance that she can wipe her slate clean now. Like,
yeah, well, I wonder if it's because they haven't helped her for that. Like, maybe, I don't know how much time really has passed since that.
It's only probably a couple of days, if that.
Right,
you know?
Okay. If it's a couple of days, then she's definitely turning her back on them for...
Yeah. But the big thing is she might be the elusive power broker. And like they've referenced her or him or whoever it is in a couple of episodes throughout the series so far. But she might be playing the role of the power broker, which...
What was that role again? It was in the world that she was in, right? That area.
What do you mean?
Like cyberpunk area.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know if that was the power broker. That was someone else, I think. But But in what's the word I'm looking for? I just lost my train of thought, I think. What I think I was trying to get at was, in this series, she's like this mysterious sort of like art consultant, seller, theft type thing. And typically, I feel like they gave her that role because like an art broker is an actual profession and things like that, you know?
Right.
And I feel like it's a very subtle way of saying she is the power broker, because they both have like broken in them and things like that. I feel like that's what I was trying to get at. I don't know. But I can see it sort of working. And I feel like that's why they've given her that like art broker or art seller or art theft role, because it's a very subtle nod to what she could be. I don't know if I'm just clutching at straws, but that's what I'm thinking, at least.
It seems like so like, I don't know, so like close that it's like, surely not. Surely no one would do that.
It seems a bit too on the nose, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe.
Who knows? I guess we'll find out in the last episode, hopefully. I do want to see more of Sharon Carter and sort of, again, like her more grayer or darker side and things like that, you know, as she sort of goes against the US government and things like that. It'd be exciting to see how well she appears in some of the later Marvel things. She's playing the role pretty well so far. Like, and I'm enjoying it. I like the gray area stuff, you know, because it's like
this whole
it's the stuff you never get to see. But it's the stuff you never get to see. Like, you always get to see like the hero do the good thing. You always get to see them like, you know, go against they go with the book, they go play by the rules and things like that. You never really get to see anyone go against the book and do something a bit like out there, you know, which is kind of fun.
True.
To me, I guess. Like, I don't know. I guess it's just exciting.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that for this, because like even the two main people, Bucky and Sam, don't even like each other, you know.
Yeah,
there's
it's
like a
not
lot
the typical
of like
hero thing.
Yeah, it's very non-typical, which is actually quite refreshing. But I wonder if that's also hindering it from, maybe that's why we don't love it as much as we did Wanda. Yeah, because it's so different to what we expect. I wonder.
Maybe we have our Marvel goggles on too much.
Maybe.
You know? Like, yeah, that could be a reason. It could very well be a reason, actually.
Because I've just only realized that. I mean, Wanda's really hard to compare it to. It's so...
Wanda is in a league of its own.
Yeah.
It's in a league of its own. You can't compare that to anything. It's insane. If
you do like the, you know, heroes doing non-hero stuff, you should be watching Invincible.
Yeah, here it is. I knew it. The weekly throwback to the Invincibles. How many weeks
until Raammo gets to watch Invincible? We shall see.
You know what?
What?
I have started the first episode.
And you haven't even finished. Oh my god!
But I haven't finished it because I had something to do. I forget what it was, but I had something quite important to do.
All right, that's fine.
So I haven't finished it.
But
I am in the process of watching it. Yes, I have started it. So no need to panic anymore.
Okay, good.
It's in progress.
Good. Just watch the second half, and I will get a message straight from you. I know it.
I mean, from what I have seen, I have enjoyed it a lot. I have enjoyed it.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I can see why.
But
I can see why.
Wait until the end of the episode. No socks, no clothes, nothing. Everything's gone. Nothing? No hair.
Clothes? What?
Everything gone, all right.
All right, you're talking this up pretty high. It better be. Trust
me. My mind was blown.
Okay, I'll trust you. I guess so. I guess that's everything we have on the list for this week. Was there anything else you wanted to add on other than your weekly Invincibles?
I've already done that.
Thing at the end. Check that off the list.
Yeah, not much really, except that we've been playing some First Class Trouble, which has been a lot of fun.
That's been
when it works.
It is a little bit buggy.
It is a little buggy, but it's not that bad. Not too bad. But yeah, we've been doing that, and it's been heaps fun. And hopefully we'll get a video out soon.
Yeah, it's always hard to get these like multi-person videos out and things. Maybe this week I have to, because I have next week for me is a uni break, so I don't have actual like any classes on, so I can spend some more time editing things and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So we can maybe try and pump out an extra video or two.
Yeah. That sounds good with me.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to try and plan something. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a bit hard sometimes to do these like multi-person edits, just because working with two people is fine for me. Like I can
like
edit a 2-person video
maximum I can
quite
do
easily. Yeah. But like as soon as you add in, like Jenz has been working on, what is it, a 4-person edit for the better part of like a month and a half now. It is like, for those that don't edit, it's quite tricky to balance 4 cameras, 4 point of views, 4 audio sources.
Although there is like, apparently like, I don't know what it's called. Hula keeps talking about it, and I just don't know how to use it. But it's like you can manage. Yeah,
there is
4 gameplays.
There is a more seamless way to do it.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to know how to do it and teach yourself how to do it and things like that. So it's, again, easier said than done. But,
but like 4 cameras, 4 mics, 4 gameplays.
Yeah.
Is that it?
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Plus all the graphics and assets you add on afterwards, like
if
sometimes you need closed captions, sometimes you need like, I like to always add in memes or like, little little
memes.
funny things and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like that's the YouTube algorithm you need.
True.
Like,
true. And just your personality, right? What you think is good.
Yeah. It's hard to figure out what's good and what's not sometimes as well. Like what to cut, what to keep, what to
for sure.
So it's
But yeah, that
easy
will come
said
out
than done.
one day.
Sometime.
One day
it's
you'll
in the
see
works.
it.
Yeah, I guess you'll just have to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when it does come out, as well as all of our other videos and all of our other podcasts, which I guess leads me nicely into the last little bit where I say make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you guys do enjoy the podcast, make sure you rate it on iTunes, whatever podcasting service you listen on. It does help out a bunch.
And thank you if you have already done that.
Exactly. I do appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
It is,
I guess,
the end.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening once again. Thank you guys once again for 500 downloads. I'll be sure to let you guys know when we hit 1,000. Hopefully that's not too far around the corner.
That'll be exciting.
It will be exciting, yeah. But I guess, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.